Hello everyone, today our topic is how to create an invoice in Wave for BigCommerce order. So today our objective is that whenever we get a new order in BigCommerce, we want to create an invoice for that particular order in our Wave application. For that, we are going to create an integration between BigCommerce and Wave. For creating this integration, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, we are going to use Trigger and Action. In Trigger application, we are going to use BigCommerce. In Action application, we are going to use Wave. For this, how I'm going to create this integration, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen. And here we have my BigCommerce store. And this is my Wave account. And today our objective is that whenever a new order is placed in our BigCommerce store, we want to create an invoice for that particular order in our Wave account. And one thing that we have here is that we have synced up my BigCommerce and Wave together. So we are creating this integration for those products and those customers only that we have in common between BigCommerce and Wave. So here I have this Google Sheet of all my products that are common in BigCommerce and Wave, and we are going to need this product ID for products later to create an invoice. So first we will create an integration between BigCommerce, Wave and this Google Sheet. For this integration, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. For that, I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take me to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly Connect, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get hundreds of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in. And you will get to see this page, and here you can see all the tools that Pabbly offers. Here we are going to use Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect. And it will take us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we can see this is the workflow section, and we will see all the workflow that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folders from here, and we can save our workflows on any particular folder that we want. Now we are going to create a new workflow. For that, I'm going to click here on Create Workflow button, and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. I will name it as my objective, which is create an invoice in Wave for BigCommerce order. Now I have to select the folder where I want to save my workflow in. So I have selected Home. Now I'm going to click on Create. And this will take us to the most important window of my workflow. Here we have two boxes, Trigger and Action. These are the two main principles on which my workflow works on. So Trigger says when this happens, Action says do this. So Trigger is the first steps that will get executed in our workflow. Then Action will just follow that. We are going to set up Trigger, and for my Trigger application, I will search for BigCommerce. I will click here. I will select this. Now I have to give a trigger event. So I will open this tab, and my trigger event will be new order created. So this is going to trigger when a new order is placed. So I will select this. Now I will connect my BigCommerce account with Pabbly Connect. So I will click here on Connect. I'll click on Add New Connection. And for connecting my BigCommerce account and Pabbly Connect, I have to fill these details. And it is asking for client ID and access token. For getting these IDs, you need to follow these instructions. Now I will go back to my BigCommerce account. Now I will go to Settings. Here I will scroll down and search for API. And here we have this API setting. Now for setting up my API account, I will open this store level API accounts. And I will click on Create API account. First I will name my API as Demo. And let's go back to Pabbly Connect. Now to set up my API account, I have to give authorization to these details. Let's go back to BigCommerce. So I have modified all the details that I require. Now I'm going to click on Save. And this has generated a client ID, client secret and access token for me. Now first I will copy this client ID and I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I will paste that here. Now I need an access token. Let's go back to BigCommerce and I will copy this access token. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I will paste that here. Now we are going to need a store hash key. So you can find the store hash key in the path. So let's go back to BigCommerce. I will click on Done. And here in the URL, we can see this is my hash key. So I will copy this. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I will paste it here. So I am going to click on save. So I have connected my BigCommerce with Pabbly Connect. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here we can see it is waiting for response. So to get this response, we need to place a new order in BigCommerce. So let's go back to BigCommerce store. Let's scroll down and I'm going to buy this product. So I'm going to add this on cart. I'm going to click on checkout. I'm going to give an email address. So my email address will be testuser@pabblytunes.com. I will click on continue. I will fill these dummy details here. My first name will be test. My last name will be user. And these are optional details. So I will just fill the address as random. My address will be random. My city will be Bhopal. And now I have to fill the postal code. So I will give a random postal code. I will select this. Now I have to give the billing address. So I will fill the same details. First name as test, last name as user. Company is optional, address is random, city is Bhopal. And the postal code. I'm going to click on continue. Now I have to make a dummy payment. For that, I'm going to fill a dummy credit card number. Now I will give a fake expiration date and the name of card owner will be test user. And I will give a random CVV and I'm going to place order. As we can see, my order is placed and this is my order number. So let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have this response and this is my data ID, which is my order number 107. Now to get the order details and product details, we need to use this particular ID, which is data ID. In our next action steps, I'm going to open this action tab and I'm again going to search BigCommerce. I will open this. And in my action event, I'm going to select get order by ID. So this will get me the order details. So I'm going to connect my account. I will use the same account. So I will click on select existing connection and I will click on save. Now I have to map the order ID. So I will map it from the previous step. And what mapping is a technique to retrieve data from the previous steps. And what this is going to do is this is going to exchange the real data with the real time. For mapping, I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to map my ID. And I'm going to click on save and send test request button. So here we can see we have this order details. This is my amount 5,000. This is the currency code Indian rupees. This is the first name test. This is the last name, which is user. This is the address and the street name is random. City is Bhopal. And this is the random pin code. This is the country. And this is the email address testuser@pabblytunes.com. Now similarly we are going to get the product details. For that I'm going to add another action step. For that I'm going to click here on add action steps. And I'm going to search for BigCommerce again. And I'm going to select action event as get product by order ID. So I'm going to click on connect. I will use the same account. Now we are going to map the same order ID. And I'm going to click on save and send test request button. So here we have the product details. So product name is Invoice 9i. These are the amounts. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to find this particular customer in our Wave account. For that we will add one more action step. I will click here. And I will search for my action application, which will be Wave. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to select my action event. So I will open this. And my action event here will be get customer by email. I'm going to connect my accounts. I will click on add new connection and I will connect with Wave. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to allow access. So my Wave account is connected with Pabbly Connect. Now I will select my business, which is Pabbly. Now I have to give the customer email. For getting this customer email, I'm going to map it from the get order by ID. So I'm going to open this, and here I'm going to search for email. So this is our email. So we are going to find this customer in Wave from this email address. I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. So we have this particular customer in our Wave account. So, and these are the details of that customer. We have this address and everything. Now we need to set up a filter because we are going to create an invoice for only those customers that are common in Wave and BigCommerce. So I will add another action step. And here I will use filter, which is a tool that Pabbly offers. I'm going to click here, and in my select label, I'm going to use Wave get customer by email. And in this we have this customer node ID. So I'm going to map this in the label, and in the filter type we are going to use exist. So if this particular customer ID exists in our Wave account, then only this workflow will work ahead. Otherwise it will stop here. So I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here it says it is success and the condition is true. This customer ID exists in our Wave account. So we are going to move forward. I'm going to add an action step. Here first, let's go to our order response. And here we can see we have this order date. But the thing is, we need to change the format of this date because we are going to use this date to create invoice, and Wave doesn't support date in this format. For that, I will use date and time formatter in my action step. Let's scroll down. And in my action step, I will search for date and time formatter. I will add an action step, which will be format date only. I'm going to connect. Now I have to give the date. So I'm going to map it from the get order by ID. So this will be the date. Now we are going to need our Google Sheets. For that, I will click here on add action step. And in my action application, I will search for Google Sheets. I will click here. I will give an action event. And here I'm going to use lookup spreadsheets rows v1. And I'm going to connect my Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect together. I'll click on add new connection and I will sign in with Google. I will click on continue to give access to my account. Now my Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. Now let's go back to my Google Sheet, and we are using this sheet and the name is product. We have two columns here, column A and column B. Here we have product name and this is product IDs. So we are going to use these product ID. For that, let's go back to Pabbly Connect. I will map my spreadsheet here, which is product. And here my lookup column will be column A. And I'm going to map the product name here. So I'm going to open this. And this is my product name. So I'm going to map this. So what this is going to do, this is going to find this product in the column A, and then it will give us the product ID which we need. So I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we are getting this product ID. This is what we need, and we are going to use this product ID in the next step for creating invoice. So let's add another action step. And in our last action step, I will search for Wave. I click here. I will give an action event, which will be create an invoice with basic details. I'm going to click on connect. I will use the same account, so I will click on save. Now my business is Pabbly and we have customer ID, product ID. So our customer ID and product IDs are changing continuously. So for that, we are going to map customer ID and product IDs here. We are going to use dynamic mapping. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to clear this and I'm going to map customer ID from the response where we get the customer by email. So this is our customer ID. Similarly, I will map the product ID from the Google Sheet response. I will clear this. I will open this response and this is our product ID. So I have mapped this. For item description, I'm going to use product name. So this is my item description. Now I'm going to map item price, item quantity, and the currency. For invoice title, I will type sales. So this will be my invoice title, and we have these other details, and you can fill if you want to, but I don't require these details. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on save and send test request button. So here we have this response and our invoice is saved. So let's go back to Wave. Let's go to the sales and payments, and I will open this invoices. I will click on all invoices, and here we can see we have this invoice. Let's open this, and this is saying this has just created just a moment ago. And in this we have this test user, which is our customer. We have this amount, we have this product name, this is the total amount, and this is the quantity. So we have created this invoice successfully. So our workflow is working successfully, and we have this integration between BigCommerce and Wave. So let's summarize what we did here. First, we have set up our trigger, and our trigger application here was BigCommerce, and our trigger event was new order created. Then we have set up action for getting the order ID and product ID. Then we have set up another action. In this, we have searched for the customer by their email in the Wave application. Then we have set up a filter, and we have changed the date and time formatter. Then in our last action steps, we used Google Sheet and Wave. First, we have find the product ID. Then in the last action step, we have used the action event create invoice with basic details. So this was our workflow, and this is how I have created this workflow successfully. You can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. Thank you. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.